In Another World with My Smartphone is an anime where God accidentally strikes Toya Mochizuki with lightning and makes up for it by reincarnating him into another world. Toya's only request is that he can keep using his phone and— wait, hang on. Is that you, Kirito? I'm not opposed to recolors, mind you. I mean, pot in the kettle, right? I just wanted to point that out. The plot goes something like this. Kirito sells his otherworldly clothes for a sack of gold and cheaper clothes, saves 2 girls who are now his friends. They go on an adventure and make a little more money, and then it's found he can use more kinds of magic than anyone else in history. Then he makes another lady friend. They go on an adventure. He gains power and saves the daughter of a duke, gains a female friend, and is rewarded with an obscene amount of money, increases in magic power, saves the life of the king, gains a female friend, gains a f***ing mansion. Do you see where I'm going with all this?
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up.
My immediate problem is the smartphone itself. Sure, it carried him through a lot, and combining it with magic spells has allowed him to do some interesting things, but they tried to make it the selling point, and carrying a smartphone to another world has already been done. In Another World with My Harem would be a better title. The bulk majority of those female friends had a crush on him, and the end is pretty much given away by the cover art, and I'd go as far as to say they're more important than the smartphone. Speaking of those characters, I have to say the word generic comes to mind. Kirito's appearance and personality, for example, does little to set him apart from the bulk majority of other protagonists. And then the main 4 girls. It's great they get along, heaven help Kirito if they go to war with each other, but they seem to act in unison, often to the point there's little or no major differences as to who they are. The youngest member stands out by being bolder about making her feelings known, making Kirito feel uncomfortable about the age difference. We've seen this kind of humor before. He probably won't choose her in the end given— wait, hang on, what's that over there? Kirito? What are you doing, Kirito? You said you didn't want this. What are you doing, Kirito? No? No? Moving on. Aside from what you just saw, most events are also quite predictable. Remember when Kirito saved the life of the king? Princess Yumina saw that, as well as Kirito catching the would-be murderer, Q starry eyes, Q declaration of marriage to her parents before having a full conversation with Kirito, Q spit take, Q parents responding with LOL, okie dokie then. I felt like a psychic by the end of that scene. Now, Isekai wa Smartphone isn't a bad series, and it's certainly not my least favorite anime. It manages some humor, especially in the dubbed version, and the girls are cute, and the series does end with an admirable decision on Kirito's part. But by golly, if you have time to develop the relationship between 2 side characters I have no interest in, then you have time to explain why Belfast wanted an alliance with Miss Mead. I was genuinely curious where all that was going. Furthermore, Kirito led his friends to believe he's from Ishin, only for it to be evidenced later that he had never been there, and nobody bats an eye. I mean, why have a dramatic revelation when we can use that same amount of time to have all the girls in swimsuits, right?